Calling 2022 CR 1156, State of Texas versus Isaiah Gibson. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, hand daughter.
Defense?
James Seeloff for the defendant, Your Honor.
Are you Isaiah Gibson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, probation. This is an application.
Thank you.
Counsel.
Deferred. And it's, we're asking the court to waive PSI. The state recommends.
All right, just a second.
Okay.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have.
All right. Mr. Gibson, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, you said this was an application for deferred as well?
This is a deferred adjudication recommended by the state, part of the plea bargain. I just wanted to let you know.
All right, thank you. I see where you hand wrote that. All right.
Because you don't have a phone.
We
For
need an
deferred.
application for deferred
Or
adjudication.
don't you grant deferred? Is that why you don't have?
All right, they're printing some more. Oh, no, you can just ask other people in the courtroom. Yes, we give deferreds in this courtroom. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense in count one of theft of a vehicle, $30,000 to $150,000
Yes, ma'am.
as a third degree felony?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent, was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he is.
Mr. Gibson, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution, if any, to Home Depot located at 5638 West Loop 1604, San Antonio 78251. There is to be cats 1 and 2, and there's to be, well, the court will probably order no contact with Home Depot. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
That's our plea.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 8 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and no contact with the Home Depot at 5638 West Loop 1604. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
To count one, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State Exhibit number 1 with office attachments.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor. Part of the plea bargain is they're going to dismiss a misdemeanor case. I don't know if the court read off the number, but there
It's
is.
not in here.
It's a dismissal, and I believe prosecutor is going to give it to you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Am I right?
Yes, it's just not on the plea bargain agreement, so the judge would not know about it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem. All right, state, you may continue to confer. All right, so why are you taking what does not belong to you?
I was homeless and it was an opportunity for me to get some money, a payment, and I just didn't know what to do at the time. And I'm just owning up to my mistakes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
26.
All right, being homeless doesn't give you the excuse or a pass to commit crimes. Because if that's the case, then everybody can be homeless and everybody who's homeless can say, oh yeah, I robbed a bank, I'm homeless. And I'm admitting that I robbed a bank. Excuse me and forgive me because I'm homeless. That's not an excuse to commit crime. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There are laws. So do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
I have a 7-year-old, 1-year-old, and I have kids on the way.
So you have children on the way?
Yes, ma'am.
Perhaps twins.
All right. And how long have you been homeless?
That was back in 2020. I'm no longer homeless anymore.
Why would you, and this is just a question that I want answered because I'm always curious. And I think if you're in the legal field, you need to be curious. why would you continue to have children when you're not stable? For example, you have a 7-year-old, a 1-year-old, and now you say you have children on the way. Why would you bring other children into this world and do activities that will result in children being brought in this world and you don't even have your life together?
That's just my mistake, Your Honor.
No, I mean, it's not a mistake. Those are choices. People choose to do whatever activities they do. So I'm trying to figure out why people keep doing activities or not being responsible in the activities that they do and bringing children in this world that they're not prepared to raise. Do you understand that taxpayers are tired of taking care of other people's children?
Yes, ma'am.
So these children that you're about to have, if you do daycare and you're getting, you don't have to pay the full price of daycare. You know why you don't? Because taxpayers are paying for it, not you. If you get housing and you're really supposed to be paying $2,500 a month and you're really paying $34 a month, you know who's picking up that tab? Taxpayers. Taxpayers are tired of doing that. And you're old enough to know better and you're old enough to know where children come from. So why would you be irresponsible, make a choice to have these children and you're not taking care of them?
Well, I am taking care of my 1-year-old son I have now, and that was like 2-3 years ago when I wasn't with my other mother of my child.
So how many mothers of children do you have?
It's just 2.
All right. So while you're out there homeless, who was paying for your child to eat? Think about that. Because a 7-year-old, a 1-year-old, you can't just put them at Travis Park and say, well, I've helped create you, go forth, hunt for yourself. So when you're homeless and when you're saying, I can't get my life together, who is providing diapers for your children? Because I know people don't do cotton anymore because people think that's beneath them. But when you can't afford the Pampers or whatever, you should go back to cotton. So when you're homeless and not doing anything, who's supporting your children? Because it wasn't you.
At the time, it was the mother of my child.
Yeah. And so when you have children, you can't fall down on your job because they can't financially support themselves. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, since this has happened, he has been employed, and he assures me that he's employable once he's released.
All right. And why were you homeless?
Well, I just didn't want to go back home, and I couldn't find a good job because I lost my ID, and I just couldn't find the money to go get a new ID.
So you'd rather be homeless than go back home?
No, my mom wasn't allowing me to go back home.
All right. And how old were you?
I was 23 at the time.
All right. Is your mom a good mom?
Yes, ma'am.
So she probably wasn't allowing you to go back home because you don't want to follow her rules. And I always tell people, when you go back home to live with your mom, you're not an adult because you're not paying for the roof that's over your head and you're not paying for food. And I'm sure your mom probably was saying, I'm not going to have a grown man just living at my house doing nothing. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
I graduated high school.
And what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
I'm planning on getting my CDL and driving trucks because I have a cousin who has his own trucking company, and I wanted to drive trucks with him.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. There's restitution to Home Depot, if any. And that's the Home Depot located at 5638 West Loop, 1604, 78251. And there's to be no contact with Home Depot. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular UAs. 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, the court will allow him 50 hours to be subtracted from the 200 hours. And I'm going to order that you're in some type of trade school. So if you want to get your CDL license, you can. Once that is done, then the remaining of the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits one time per month until further notice.
Thank
They
you,
want
Your
you,
Honor.
well, they want you to do cats 1 and 2. You have all these children that you need to take care and hopefully you can spend some time with. Here's my cats 1 and 2. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. If you rent a vehicle or rent property, you need to return it when it says it's due in the contract. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
I would like to get a new ID, but I still have to renew my license as well.
All right, so you'll have to do that. If you tell probation about that, they'll give you the steps that you need in order to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
But what I can tell you, I've recently had my license renewed, and guess what? You gotta make an appointment. And they're gonna want your birth certificate or either passport. And if you don't have those, they will give you a temporary ID and make you pay the $33 for it. And guess what? It's only good for 2 weeks.
I understand.
All right, I'm gonna show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Do better.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you
welcome.
very much, Your Honor. I appreciate it. May I be excused?
Yes.
Good luck, okay?
Sure.
Good luck with your plea.
All right, and I'm assuming this case does not involve a child?
No, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Guerrero, the state has filed a dismissal in your case. It appears that the complaining witness is waiving prosecution and does not want to go for it. All right, so let's stop with the,
Sorry.
and let me just tell you why. Because one, the only reason why it appears this case isn't going forward is because the complaining witness does not want to be here. You yourself know whether you did something wrong or not, but obviously there is something that happened. That's why this case is here. So whatever it is that happened, you need to change your ways and do things differently. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You're welcome. 2-3, State of Texas versus Fannie Stewart. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Jason Garahan for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Teresa Garcia for the defendant.
And are you Miss Fannie Stewart? All right, counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your attorney? I'm sorry, with your client.
Yes, I did, Judge.
You can tell it's been a long day. Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Stewart, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I did.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Ms. Stewart, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with theft under $2,500 enhanced as a state jail felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes.
Stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Ms. Stewart,
Yes.
why were you taking baby formula?
Oh, because my daughter have a premature baby, but I have a food stamps. And because I have mental problems,
Okay.
I forgot to pay for them.
Okay.
And Judge, we were going to be asking to maybe have her evaluated for mental health.
Mental health.
All right. Do you have a place to live?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to allow you to do your make evaluation outside the jail. But if you miss any of your appointments, what's going to end up happening is a motion to revoke is going to be filed. You're going to get taken into custody, and then either you're going to get revoked or either I'm going to have that evaluation done while you're in custody. You understand?
Yeah, I go for the Center of Healthcare Services for mental health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we go off the record?
Yes.
All right. So according to your plea bargaining agreement, it's going to be a 1240 day with 8 days in the Barrett County Jail and no application. Did you understand that to be the agreement?
Yes.
Does everybody understand that to be the agreement?
Yes, that is exactly the
Any
agreement.
objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right. As previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 8 days in the Barrett County Jail under 1244. Give you credit for any time served, and the court will show that the judgment is satisfied. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review this document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record.
Thank you.
Ms. Stewart, the only reason why I went along with this, and I know the only reason why the state and your attorney agreed to it is because I can see the items that you took were baby formula, and I know there's some mental health issues, but your attorney has assured the court that you're going back to Center for Healthcare Services to make sure that you do that. Here's the other thing. I understand that that's not your child. Do not let people come up to you to try to take the benefits that you have for them. You understand?
Yes.
So if they need benefits, then they'll have to take care of that on their own. You're not supposed to do that. All right.
Okay.
And you cannot go in a store and just take items. I will tell you, if you go to the HEB is pretty reasonable. If you go in and you tell them, or that person who needs baby formula tells them that they need baby formula, they will usually help you with that. Or either you can go to different food banks, the San Antonio Food Bank, they have baby formula. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You